am officially running for President of the United States.
He will never be President of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected President of the United States.
As people are watching these results come in,
We're going to make this decision now. Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome to all the new subscribers, you guys. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. I don't even know how that one video did well and then a lot of subscribers came through, and I really appreciate you guys. So thank you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying our show. I know a lot of you guys said you're binge watching a lot of our videos. Yeah, so thank you. So Trump, he put this video. This video came out of an ad of him, and it's really good. Like, it really kind of sums up
what's happened.
What's happened? Yes, what's happened the last few years. So let's go ahead and watch this together, and we will discuss that. Let me turn this up.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Never got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
A new world order.
These allegations are false.
Weapons of mass destruction.
The USA Patriot Act.
The blueprint for large corporations.
We once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Donald Trump confirmed that he is considering a run in 2016.
Do it. I am officially running for President of the United States.
He will never be President of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected President of the United States.
as people are watching these results come in,
We're going to make this decision now. Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States.
Does it ever seem to you that President Trump has done more than any president in modern history?
In the 10 years I've been involved in politics, I've never seen an administration hit the ground running like this.
I could spend the rest of the hour laying out the accomplishments under the Trump presidency, despite everything thrown at him.
The market just had its 12th straight record close.
Taking action to save as many kids as they can.
We were energy independent under the Trump administration.
More Americans reported being employed than ever.
Those who have served our country in the military to get access to mental health care.
The Great American Outdoors Act is the largest single piece of legislation to support our national parks and public lands.
Created more than 7 million good-paying jobs.
Websites can be held liable in court for having sex trafficking content.
The Abraham Accords, which for any other president would have been multiple peace prizes.
America did not enter into a foreign war.
The employment rate in the U.S. fell to 3.5%.
The First Step Act eases federal sentencing for nonviolent offenders.
Increased funding for historically black colleges and universities.
Allows terminally ill patients easier access to experimental drugs.
Kept the inflation rate low.
Honored with the Bipartisan Justice Award.
Had a massive MS-13 gang problem. 3.9% is the unemployment rate.
Requiring airports to provide lactation rooms for breastfeeding mothers.
Middle class family income increased nearly $6,000.
A dramatic escalation in his crackdown on illegal immigration.
An advocate for educational choice.
Tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
An act preventing animal cruelty and torture.
Taking out Baghdadi, the head of ISIS, Soleimani, the Iranian general.
Save Our Seas Act commitment to environmental issues.
We're saying Merry Christmas again.
Community development in low-income urban and rural communities.
Help us to remember the importance of fighting off tyranny.
Pulling out of UNESCO, the World Health Organization, the Paris Climate Accords, reassessing NATO and the United Nations.
Stood up for Christianity and the Constitution more than any president in American modern history.
We are stopping the attacks on Judeo-Christian values.
Do you miss me yet?
That almost brought a tear to my eye because look, That's all true, and you know, I really want Donald Trump back as president.
I think, because I know a lot of people, even like within our comments that are not from America, actually said that if America does not get Donald Trump as president, America is going to be either a disaster or over, because
Joe Biden undid everything.
He undid everything.
All that accomplishment that you saw, he undid all of that.
All of it.
And, you know, our country's worse off for it. And if we have Kamala, we're just going to have more of what Joe Biden did and what Barack Obama did. And the country's going to just fall off a cliff.
It's true.
Because, you know, they're New World Order people. They're Marxist people. They're the kind of people who want globalism. And I don't want that. But I did watch the inauguration, and I was optimistic and happy that he won.
What was interesting, though, is that when he did win, we didn't even know why we were happy he won. We were just happy that he won.
I was happy. I felt like the country was going to get better.
Me too.
I don't know why I actually felt that when I was watching his inauguration. I was actually at work watching it as I was working. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm so happy that Hillary Clinton didn't win, but I do think that he's going to do a good job.
Yeah.
I do feel that. I don't know why, but I do feel that he's going to do a good job. And he did. I think Donald Trump will go down as one of the best presidents of American history. I really do. I think a lot of people have too much pride to say that now, but I do think he will go down as one of the greatest presidents.
Well, one of the news anchors there in the clip said, you know, I don't think I've ever seen like a president come in and hit the ground running as he did. Now that was actually what sold me on Trump, because I could not believe the amount of things he got done so out the gate when he got into office.
Considering the media was against him, the Democrats were against him, and the Republicans were against them. The Republican administration, the establishment was against him. He was able to get so much done.
Because you got to remember, though, the establishment on both sides did not want Trump. I'm talking about Republican establishment as well. But a lot of Republican politicians that we all know, they didn't want him. So he wasn't because he's not a career politician, not a politician at all. He's a businessman.
And remember back in 2016 when he was running against Hillary Clinton, remember Julian Assange did the WikiLeaks and leaked that the Clintons actually wanted to go against him because they felt that he was, so they used the media. They gave him all that free media because the Clintons thought that there was a memo that went out that WikiLeaks got a hold of, and it said that they wanted to go up against Donald Trump because they felt she could only win if it were up against someone like him, and they were going to use the media to basically make him a Nazi. And when people just didn't believe it,
they thought it would be an easy win.
They thought it would be an easy win, and I do believe. I mean, because she didn't concede to the next day, and the idea that he would beat a woman in America, you know, especially with how the way feminism is and how we love the first black and the first Indian and the first gay and the first woman, you know, the idea that the first woman
breaking the glass ceiling,
because even on Young Turks, one of his correspondents that was out at the Hillary Clinton, they had a whole glass ceiling.
Oh yeah, they had
set up, ready to break, and when they didn't do it, they were so upset. I mean, just all those voters. And they just couldn't believe she. And I honestly could not believe he won.
It was a complete job, but he was confident.
I didn't want to watch it.
What's funny about Trump in that whole time is that he was like, I think we won. His team was like, you know, like she's up, and he was like, no, I think that we're doing good. I think we won. I feel like we won, and you know, he was just based on momentum. What they underestimated on the left at that time was how frustrated the people were. The people were really stressing they were happy to have a non-politician up there. And so that actually shocked me too, because I never thought the country would be able to see the value in maybe hiring a businessman. Because, you know, let's talk, I mean, if you talk about that, even with foreign policies, you know, not just domestic policies, but foreign policies as well, we seem to underestimate and not understand how important it is to have a businessman out there talking to these other world leaders, keeping the peace in some ways, maybe not in other ways when you have to do what you got to do, you know. But the importance and the value of having a businessman be, you know, running the country is something I don't know if a lot of people ever really thought of prior to Trump. Because we were always into the politicians. The standard kind of like standard issue politician. So when I think I started to see the value in Trump almost immediately when he got elected. Now,
it really shined a light on how bad Barack Obama was as a president.
Yeah,
because
it did.
he was the first black president, and the
I
thing
voted
was
for
is
him,
that
yeah.
I think the first time we did, the second time we didn't. But
Yeah.
it really showed that because I think when he got elected, everyone thought at least
hope and change.
That the hope and change
Hope
that,
and
that the, at least the race issue would be squashed. That there's now a black president. He'll be able to maybe bring people together, if anything. You know what I mean? And it turned out he divided us more. He made everything about race. And the idea that he got to do 8 years, and the idea that his successor would have been Hillary Clinton and she couldn't win shows that that he didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
Because when Bernie Sanders came in and then Donald Trump, it was those two. They really, because even though Bernie Sanders is a politician, he pushed against his own party.
Right.
And that's why they hate him. They didn't want him to win. They not only tried to cheat Donald Trump, they cheated Bernie Sanders first. They had to get him out of the way because he was just getting vote after vote, and he was getting packs and packs of people going to these stadiums to listen to him speak.
Bernie was getting the same size that Trump was getting.
And so there was this narrative or this sort of feeling around the country that we were really sick of politicians.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I did not hate Donald Trump. I actually liked him. I didn't vote for him because I didn't know enough about him at that time. But when he won, though, I remember specifically thinking, "Oh my God, he beat Hillary Clinton. The Wicked Witch is down."
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Lord.
Thank God that he won. But I remember watching his inauguration and thinking to myself, "I think he's going to do a good job."
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel this, but I do think that he is going to do a really good job.
So Trump, to me, like, this is a good compilation of, you know, I know it's quick shots and quick stuff, but this kind of like sums up what I believe he's capable of doing. And the great part about voting for Donald Trump this time is that we do know what he can do. You know what I mean? So we at least have the evidence. You know, how many times do you get that, right? So we have the evidence and we know that what he can do. So I feel very comfortable voting for a man like him. You know?
Yeah, it's so funny if you look at all the media clips of 2016. I mean, everywhere from MSNBC to CNN to Young Turks.
Yeah.
Everyone was so arrogant because they thought she was going to win, and to watch those like compilation tape with videos of watching them just realize that, because Las Vegas does a bet as the you know, he has a 20%. It started off, he was like at a 15% chance of winning. By the middle of the night, he was like at 60% of chance of winning. Then it ended up being like 70, and then CNN had to say, I mean, I think we have to acknowledge that this is not good. Like he's like
viable.
The map is bleeding red. You know what I mean?
It was like red.
And it was...
But they underestimated the people. That's what I'm trying to say, is that they underestimated the people. The politicians were just going, politics, the anchors, all these people were just going on what they typically see.
But watching them get upset at the voters and all of the stuff, because they were so like, Joy Reid and all, they're all starting to get very upset. They're like, what are people thinking?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like, you guys live in a rich bubble and you don't know. You guys are supposed to be the media. You're supposed to give us information. And you're not. You're working for the establishment. And so the reason why you're confused is because you're in a bubble. You're rich journalists that aren't real journalists anymore, because there are no real journalists. Julian Assange is a journalist.
You're paid to give propaganda.
Yeah.
That's what you're paid for.
Rachel Maddow is not real. She's an actress. That's all that is.
Trump all the way for me. I mean, like for this, I just feel like he's better for the country. People who don't like Trump or usually don't like him because of personality. But see, like Larry Elder said, I'm not, voting for a drinking buddy. I'm not trying to vote someone who I'm going to go and hang out with. I'm voting for a president that's going to represent and uphold our Constitution. Yeah. And I feel that Trump is the one to do that, and I'm saying that because he did. Yeah, let us know what you guys think about that, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on it.